Welcome back to Black Tea Uncut. What's up, Uncut Nation? This is the place where the truth stays hot and the tea never cools. Come in, take off your shoes, relax, have a seat, and get your daily dose of truth served raw. The tea is balling, the drama is heavy, so let's get straight into it. Here at Black Tea Uncut, there are no filters, no edits. So go ahead, pour up your cup, pour up whatever you want in it. I won't tell if you don't tell. And sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Welcome back to Black Tea Uncut. Again, guys, I want to get into this because the internet keeps throwing around $8 million, $8 million like it's a flat check. And that's just now how contracts work. Now I want to be very clear from the start. This is not hate, not shade, and not fan fiction. This is a breakdown. I'm going to be doing a review today so I can help you better understand, because I think the way that this CC broke it down was pure excellence. And I'll put the name right here. Now, there's been a lot of headlines, a lot of excitement, and a lot of people repeating numbers without actually understanding what those numbers represent. So today, we're going to slow it down and actually read between the lines. I'm going to walk through the structure of this deal, what's guaranteed, what's projected, and what's performance-based, while also reviewing Jab Queen Boxing's breakdown and adding my own analysis. Because in boxing and in business, the total number is not the same as what hits your actual bank account. So if you've been wondering whether this is a true $8 million payout or a deal with conditions, milestones, and expectations attached, stay right here. We're about to break it all the way down. That I promise.
In the world of boxing, cash is king. It's the only language that everyone speaks fluently, from the promoters in the boardrooms to the champions in the ring. We see the flash, the jewelry, and the stacks of bills, but rarely do we see the receipts. Clarissa Shields just reportedly signed the biggest deal in women's boxing history, $8 million. That is monopoly money to most of us. But we have to ask, is that $8 million check real?
And this is what we really want to know. We really want to know, is this $8 million check actually like sitting in her bank account where she can go splurge and do everything she wants right now? And the answer will be given very soon. And I think most likely you already know it doesn't quite work like that. But when you understand the full breakdown that she will be doing here, and if you're not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. Her content is a 10 to me. That's just my opinion, but you definitely would want to go check it out at least and subscribe, most likely after you give her a check out. But she's going to break it all down, and I've done some verification on my own to verify that she's bringing you the truth. We are bringing you the truth, and it's really interesting how this all plays out with Clarissa Shields. It's very interesting, and once you hear this, I promise you, you won't unhear this, and you'll be able to understand exactly Papoose's position by this, and why this may be going on, and why she's putting everything in our face, even risking making herself look a fool to do so. All right, let's get back in here. Let's go.
The media is calling it historic. The tweets are celebrating, but if you look closer at the paperwork, the math starts to get blurry. The media calls it historic, but we're digging a little deeper to see what exactly is involved in that $8 million. Welcome back to Job Queen Boxing, where the gloves come off and the truth comes out. Now let's peel back the curtain on that $8 million. In the boxing business, hearing a number like that should immediately trigger your skepticism alarm. This isn't the NFL or the NBA. There's no salary cap, and guaranteed money is rarely as guaranteed as the press release suggests. The key phrase here is multi-fight deal. That $8 million isn't a lump sum sitting in a bank account right now. It's a potential payout. It is a carrot on a stick.
Now, you hear that. She doesn't have the $8 million, allegedly. She has the potential to make up $8 million if she hits certain milestones, if she does certain fights, and basically is not in her account, is not guaranteed. It's a possibility, potential. So she can sell a lot of people to start buying into her, basically as an reality star is what she's kind of giving us. If we can buy into this, if she can get us to buy into this thing of her being whatever she's trying to give us, because it's giving me great. But even that sells in this day and time. Look at Krishan. Look at Blueface. Look at some of the Zeus Network channel. Crazy does sell. So I'm guessing she's trying to sell that. It's natural for her because something is definitely wrong there. But she's selling it as a brand at this point. Unless something changes and they decide to go another way. But right now, it's given that she is selling us like a reality show where she's filming from her kitchen table while she eats every single time. Just all kinds of wrong. And talks about Papoose being upstairs while she points downstairs, threatening subscribers that she can whip their butts, challenging them to duels. You name it, she's doing it. She's giving us cray-cray, and maybe it's part of the brand. Maybe she's not going against the grain. Maybe this is part of what she's supposed to be doing. And it just comes naturally for her because this is truly her. So she's not really selling it to us directly, but they are selling that to us. You get it? But let's get back in here because this will get broken down today. So let's get back in here. Check this out.
Historically, deals like this are structured as an earnout. You get paid X amount for fight A and a little more for fight B, and the big monopoly money check only clears if you make it to the final boss fight at the end of that contract. If Clarissa loses a fight in between, or if the networks can't agree on terms, that $8 million can evaporate into thin air. And that brings us to the real problem with the math. The lack of a dance partner. To justify an $8 million valuation, you usually need a rivalry or a fresh super fight. But look at Clarissa's weight class. It's a ghost town. She has cleared it out so thoroughly that she's circling back to old news. We're hearing about a rematch with Franchon Cruz DAZN in February, but be honest, is there any buzz?
And I can answer that. So can you guys. There is not a lot of buzz. We know there's a fight going to happen. We have no idea who the person is. We don't know. They have not put out like they do with the most fights, where you see them going back and forth with each other and constantly dissing each other and being disrespectful, coming up each other's face. It's everywhere. You can't avoid it. Even for us females, we get to see it if we're not even in that sport, which, my husband loves boxing, and so I get to see it all. But even if you don't want to see it, it's thrown in your face 24/7. So you do get little clips here and clips there. There's not a big, not a lot of hoopla around this Clarissa fight. And then to come to find out it's a fight that she's already had and won. I mean, okay. And now we want to see this again. Why? Well, I never saw it the first time, but why would I want to see it now? I mean, the only thing I'm seeing is you going around following this man, Pap, taunting, trying to taunt his wife, but looking crazy while doing so. Being in love with a married man, planning to have a baby by a married man, tattooing a married man's name on your boobs, and I think it's his nickname or a stage name. Like that's all we see is pap, 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 pap. The fight is not selling. I don't think really no one is fully interested. I mean, you might be a well-known name at this point, but it's not for boxing, you know? And so you need to make that make sense because something is going wrong here. Well, let's get back into this, shall we?
No. Why? Because we already saw that movie, and we know how it ends. Shields already beat her. When your big money fight is a rerun against an opponent you've already handled, it proves the point. There's nobody left to sell a pay-per-view with. This deal is betting on Clarissa carrying the entire promotion on her back. If the networks can't build a compelling storyline and the rematch with zero buzz isn't it, does the full $8 million really materialize?
Let me answer. No, it does not. And this fight it looks like it's going to be bad. I don't see a lot of people really coming out to support this. I mean, unless they're like, record labels that say, they need a few big people to come out there and just show face. But people, the people like us, the regular people, not the people that signed to big music deals or that's been in the industry for a long time, I don't think we're that interested. And that was her job. That was the one assignment she had, to get us interested. So yeah, we're interested to see the next thing that she's going to do with Papoose. We're interested. But this fight, she's not selling. I mean, sounds off, Uncut Nation. Am I wrong, or do you agree with me? Do you agree that yes, she does have the people that she says that depend on the taxpayers' money, the government for our taxpayers' money? When, let me just say that we earn the tax, if we are able to get back some money from during tax time, it's because we earned it, not because they gave anything. But anyway, and then you get taxed like 3 or 4 times. But that's not here or there because I'm trying to explain anything to you. It's a waste of time. But let's get back into this. Like, what in the world is she really selling, folks? Isn't she just selling us Pap? That her and Pap are going to have this life? When Pap is so clearly tired of her already? And that she's talking about next year. By next year, I don't think it'll be next year. Unless you're somehow able to sell this fight. And lots of other things to make that $8 million. Other than that, you break this contract in any kind of way, you're gone. Let's get back in here.
I wouldn't bet on it. We also have to look at the strange partners involved in this deal. This wasn't just a standard contract with a TV network. Reports indicate this deal involves Wind Records. Since when do music labels sign boxers? This adds a whole new layer of complexity. It suggests that this isn't just about fighting. It's about cross-promotion in a way we haven't seen before. They are trying to turn Clarissa into an entertainment brand, not just an athlete.
And didn't I just say that? That is hence why we have all the entertainment. Every day, Clarissa is trending for something else. And it's always the craziest stuff. Most of it is not serious. Like even when she had the interview with the news channel that I just had up the other day, she had to cock her legs up on the table and just with these big furry boots on, and knowing that that is going to trend over the actual interview. Like sitting at the table and scooping rice from one plate to another instead from out the pot or pan into the plate. Then seeing she's going upstairs, but you never see her go upstairs. She is on one straight, goes in a straight pattern, not up nor down. And then you get in the room and then he's in the dark with not watching television, not watching anything, not doing anything, just completely dark, sitting there alone. And then she hands him the plate and walks out. They just keep doing over and over, mainly her. I think he's tired of it. He really doesn't like doing this, but for some reason, evidently he has to. But think about it. They're putting all this in our face for what? She's going off on people, she's calling into bloggers, pretending that she's someone else. Doesn't change her voice whatsoever. Sounds exactly the same. So you don't even have to guess if it's her or not. Yeah, she's definitely turned into a brand. A brand of what? I have no idea. But let's get back in here.
But this is a dangerous game. When you mix music industry money with boxing politics, things get messy fast. Is the money coming from fight revenue? Or is it an investment from a record label trying to buy clout? If it's the latter, that money can dry up the second the hype dies down. It makes the foundation of the $8 million skyscraper look a little shaky. Let's look deeper at this word, historic, that the media keeps throwing around. In the boxing business, historic is often code for marketing budget. When you see a headline about an $8 million deal for a female fighter, you have to compare it to the ecosystem. Canelo Alvarez can make $30 million in one night. Tyson Fury makes $50. So while $8 million is massive for women's boxing, it shows how far the gap still is. This deal is being used as a PR stunt to pretend that gap is closing, when in reality, it's a loss leader. The networks are likely losing money on this deal in the short term, hoping that the headline alone will bring in new sponsors. They are effectively paying for the headline of the contract, not the actual revenue the fight will generate. It is an artificial inflation of value, and as we know in economics, bubbles eventually burst. We also have to look at this from the promoter's side. Why take this risk? Why pay $8 million in a division with no opponents? It's because the boxing business is starving for stars. The heavyweight division is tied up in politics. The lightweight division is crowded. Women's boxing is one of the few growth areas left where you can build a narrative quickly. They are banking on Clarissa becoming a crossover star, someone who transcends the sport like a Ronda Rousey did for the UFC. But there's a major flaw in that plan. Rousey had rivalries she could destroy in seconds, which went viral. Shields is a technical master who often goes the distance. Technical masters win belts, but it doesn't always go viral on TikTok or Instagram. Without those viral knockout moments, can she really generate the mainstream attention needed to earn back this $8 million investment? The promoters are gambling that her personality will sell the tickets that their knockouts aren't. So we come back to marketability. Clarissa calls herself the GOAT, and her skills, they back that up. But skills don't always pay the bills. The reason this number is shocking is that historically, Shields hasn't been the lone pay-per-view driver. That's a Canelo or a Joshua. This deal is likely an attempt to artificially inflate the market value. The promoters are likely overpaying now, hoping that the spectacle of her dominance will eventually turn a profit. But that is a massive gamble in a sport where one bad judge's scorecard or one injury can derail the whole train. So is the check real? The paper is real. The signature is real. But the money? That money is still locked in a vault that can only be opened by fighting perfect fights against unknown opponents. Until the bell rings, it's just a really expensive promise.